Yeah, let's watch the clip, and then we'll talk about the spacers and
We
jumping.
jump randomize. Only another spacer would know where we would appear.
I was given these coordinates by a man named Harry Seldon. He's a good predictor. It's kind of what he does.
So the spacer, the key point is at the beginning here. The spacers
We
say.
jump randomize. Only another spacer would know where we would appear.
So they jump randomized.
So this is weird because like Hober Mallow gets there first. Hober Mallow gets there first, and then the Holmes form comes in, and so they're like, how did you know we were here? You shouldn't have known we were here because we jump randomized. Okay, that's fine. That's great. That's super clever strategy. Nobody knows where we're going to be. But then the Queen swarm, the Queen Holmes swarm,
Yep.
she's like, only other spacers would know where we are. To me, that's not randomized. It's like we jump randomized, but my friends who are in different ships not talking to me, they're going to know where I'm going to go. But if it's random, how could they know where I'm going beforehand? That's not random.
So I think in computer science today, you have a random number generator, which essentially it's not technically random, it's pseudo-random. But like if I have an algorithm with a random seed, then the random number generator will spit out essentially a random number, and I can't predict the next one. So if I hit, give me next coordinates, random coordinates. Give me next coordinates, random coordinates. Give me next coordinates, random coordinates. And I can't predict what the next one is going to be because it's a random number generator. However, if I shared that with all my spacer ships and I gave them the exact same seed, we could all generate the same random numbers. And if Selden came along and stole their algorithm and seed, then he could also predict where they'd be next. I would argue that's still a random jump, but there's a security problem. The other thing that could happen is the central ship says, give me a random coordinate, and then communicates the new coordinate to all the spacers out there, and then Selden can intercept it. Still a security problem.
I see. So you're saying like there's one possibility where the home swarm is like, we're going to jump to a random location. This is the random location. Okay, everyone else, this is the random location. So it's not like predetermined. It's not like this is the planet we usually meet when we on Tuesdays. This is the planet we meet on Wednesdays.
Right.
It's like we're gonna meet somewhere, and we're gonna press a button, black box, magic number comes out, magic coordinates, and we'll tell you where it is. I thought that I mean I don't know exactly what she was saying. I thought that what she was saying was that other spacers would know where she arrives before she did. Because Hober Mallow got there. She's like, why are you here? You shouldn't know where we're going. Only other spacers would know that. And so I like what you're saying. It's like in Minecraft, where you're like, there are like seeds for planets. So like if somebody finds a really good planet with like resources nearby, super convenient, cool stuff to find, they're like, this is the seed that I started. So while the planet, the Minecraft map is randomly generated, like the things are located wherever, I don't know, however Minecraft does it. If you get that same seed, that same initial numbers, then you could randomly generate the same thing.
Right.
Now that doesn't feel random to me. When I want random, I want uncertainty. I want like nobody knows where I'm going to go. But maybe that's like the colloquial use of like the layman use of random, but the technical use of random is like there's chaos, but it can be orderly. Like it's random as in it's not perfectly predictable, but it is self-generated is kind of
Right,
something.
so I guess a true random number generator would be like a black box. You hit give me number, and it's the number that spits out is totally random. If I hand that black box to somebody else, and they do the same procedure, they hit give me random number. The number that it spits out is
completely different.
Okay,
yeah.
But as far as I understand, there's no real random number that exists. Like it's actually impossible to generate. I'm not 100% sure on that, but like everything is a pseudo-random number. So when we're like, please give me a random number in computer science, they really mean give me a pseudo-random number, not technically a random number. So it is predictable in the sense if you have the black box and the seed, it's completely determined.
So to make it a little bit more concrete, if you're like, hey, random number generator, give me a number between 1 and 100. You'd have you some number between 1 and 100, but it's going to be within 1 and 100. And you're like, hey, random number generator, give me another one. It could be some other number between 100, but it's not fully random because it is within the bounds. And say you have one person that's like random number and somebody else that has the same algorithm, the same seed. So you're like random number, and I want you to start thinking about the number 4. Well, 4 maybe maps onto 87. So both people get the same 87. And so it's random in that it's like, it could be anywhere between 1 and 100. But based on the way the algorithm works, based on the way the function works, the random function, it's going to, if you give it the same initial conditions, it'll end up in the same final conditions, the same number of points.
I think it's completely deterministic at that point.
So I'm using like colloquial random, but the technical random is actually pseudo-random.
I think it's pseudo-random. And nobody goes around and be like, hey, give me a random number. You mean pseudo-random.
Like, I'm going to the circus. Actually, it's a 3-ring circus. Like, come on! You know what I mean.
It's like, yeah, okay, so we don't...
Actually, this is a 4-ring. You know what I mean.
Yeah. So maybe when the spacer here says random coordinates, she really means pseudo-random coordinates and is suspecting that there was a security problem that Selden was somehow able to exploit. I doubt that Selden was able to, without knowledge of the random number generator or the seed, or however their random number generator works, without knowledge of that, I don't think from the outside he's going to be like, they're going to go right there.
Actually, that's a good point, because Harbor Mallow says that Harry Seldom is a good predictor, kind of thing that he does, right? And so Harry Seldom does psychohistory, where it's like the analogy with the herd running through is like, I don't know where each individual animal, each individual wildebeest is going to be, but I know because if there's a valley, it's high probability that they're going to run through the valley. It's just the easiest place. And they do it, 2 or 3 times a year. I'm not sure exactly like the date, but I can predict it very well. And so what Harbor Mallow here says is actually wrong, right? Because it's not consistent with psychohistory.
Right.
Because it would be something like I guess an analogy would be, I don't know if I see an ant trail. Like, I don't know which ant will be at that spot at that time. But I do know if you go there, like, you hang out for a while, an ant's going to come by.
That's right.
But this is different. This is like, Harbor Mallow didn't stay there and hang out for a week and be like, why am I here? Like, he showed up, home swarm shows up. This is like a level of prediction, like, I know what their home swarm is going to be at this time.
So to me, that means security issue with the spacer communication or something.
Right. But not a Harbor Mallow is like, Harry Seldon can predict things. Actually, probably Harry Seldon hacked them or some shit.
That's right. Which, that's not, when we say it's a prediction, if I say, I hack, the company and I predict it and look at their business plan and I predict that this will be the next thing they do. It's like, that's not prediction.
That's not prediction. You read their emails. You
just read
their stuff.
That's right. That's not a prediction.
Right.
I mean, I guess technically it is a prediction.
But it's not the type of prediction that psychohistory does. Right. Psychohistory would be like, based on the movements of the company, they're buying, selling, they're moving inventory. I think this is where to go. It's not like hack their executive email, like, oh, they're going to sell on Tuesday.
And if I go to talk to a regular person and say, I predict that this is going to happen, without telling you that I have the emails, the other person is not going to think, oh, he has the emails.
I'd be like, sorry.
So, okay, playing some word games here.
But Harry Seldom is kind of a huckster.
And we did say that the prime radiants, there's 2 of them we know that are quantumly coupled. Maybe there's an array of them that are quantumly coupled through space-time.
True, and Harry Seldon is known to kind of just lie to people and keep secrets in his pocket.
So instead of psychohistory being this like grand theory, it's just an array of prime radiants through space-time. He's like, oh, I know what's going to happen then.
He's just listening to everyone. He's like, I have a prediction.
That it will jump here. How
I have a prediction.
You know
made Fruit Loops this morning. He's got a prime radiant just sitting in your desk.
Oh my God. That's totally what's happening. I mean, that's the only way you can make the prediction.
That's right.
Without knowing the information.
That's right.
Let's listen one more time.
We jump randomize. Only another spacer would know where we would appear.
I was given these coordinates by a man named Harry Seldon. He's a good predictor. It's kind of what he does.
That's what he does.
Did Harry Seldon predict getting drowned?
Boom! Boom! We didn't see that coming.
Not at all.
I don't know, his predictions take my breath away.
That's right. They actually give me life. Because sometimes, like, what was that lady? Like, did we ever figure out why he became a human again from that lady, the math lady in the mountain?
My best guess, I don't think it was ever confirmed. My best guess was they either had a way to build bio bodies, and then they inserted his consciousness into the bio body, or they were able to create a robot that, on the surface level, looks like a human.
Just a nice little one-off. Just that happened, and okay.
I mean, maybe they're going to go back to, I think it's Una's planet.
Yeah.
They're going to go back, and maybe they'll have implications.
All right. Okay. Roll with it.
Yeah.
I can hang.